welcome. You're watching another episode of My First Vote. The Mirror Now team is in Guwahati, the capital city of Assam. And right now with me are bright young students of Cotton College, which is now the Cotton University. Today it's a great privilege for me to speak to the students here who are with me, and I have some questions for them because remember, they're all first-time voters ready to take part in the democratic process. I want to begin by asking that you all are going to be voting in your respective constituencies in the next week. Now, when you go in to vote, what are the factors that are dominating your mind? What are the issues that are dominating your mind? How do you decide who are you going to vote for? And is there anything that you go with when you enter that polling booth?
I think it's really not that simple to say we take this one factor or two factors in mind. There are several factors. Okay. We have the local parties and their candidates. We have the major parties, and there are problems if we select the local candidate. There are problems. There might be problems if we select the major power. Okay. Now, we can't just select a candidate or vote for a candidate just based on what they are promising, because let's face it, the track records of the dominant parties, they haven't been that good.
No, but I want to ask you another thing since you brought it up. The ideologies of the two major national parties are very different. And when I was talking to you all before we started the shoot, you were saying that here is a generation which is born after the, say, the Babri demolition. So some of the issues which are there in the national discourse, viewers, they are not even aware of all those happenings. They were born much after that. So they feel disconnected from what they told me earlier. But now when I ask you this question about the issues that are dominating the national discourse, do they resonate with you?
I'd say that, yeah, they are definitely important, but no, they don't resonate with me, or I think the youth. We need to really look into the parties that we're voting. We need to know their ideologies, what they actually stand for.
Okay.
A certain party might might take a particular stance, but their main policy making and whatever their main policies in the future or their main actions in the future, it will be dependent on the party ideology.
Absolutely. That's a very important point, because what is being said here is that even though you may not have been born at the time when these major events happened, which has shaped the politics of certain parties, you still have to know their ideologies. That is one point of view coming. But in the overall analysis, when you look at yourself as a young student growing up in Assam, how do you decide? What are the issues that have bothered you? And when you look at the political parties, what do you think of them?
Well, ma'am, I'd say it's rather unfortunate for a country like India when we have so much of diversity. We do not have that diversity when it comes to political parties. Somewhere when we are talking of, say, the candidate for a prime minister, we only have two faces. It's either Narendra Modi or it's Rahul Gandhi. And as a student of Assam, as a citizen of Assam, when I'm thinking of my first vote and I'm thinking of these two parties, so whom should I vote, I think personally I'd consider on the track records, because let's say when it comes to CAB,
okay,
Congress has been here for like 15 years.
Okay, 1 second. On the CAB, let me just tell our viewers, CAB is the Citizenship Amendment Bill. It is popularly called the CAB or the CAB. Yes, I will definitely want to get views on that. Please continue.
So when I'm choosing between these two parties, say BJP and Congress has been here for 15 years. And now they say that if we come to power in this election, we'll completely strike it off. We'll strike off the CAB and it will abolish it. It will be nullified. As a citizen and as a student, I also know this, that from the 15 years when they were actually ruling our state, we have had immigrants and
yes,
loads of them.
Mm-hmm.
They did not work on that. Now, the certain districts, say Dhubri or Barpeta, they're all they're all immigrants.
Okay.
And then now BJP comes up, if I'm comparing the two parties, and now BJP comes up and they bring up CAB. But also when I'm keeping up with the track records, I have seen visible changes
in the last 3 years.
Yes.
Okay, that's important, because what we have here is someone telling us a bright young mind of this college, telling us that you were happy with the BJP for their performance per se on ground, but then you come up with something like the CAB, which they don't agree with. Did I get you right on that? Anyone else on this point? Because I think there's a lot of opinion around, and is this one of the major issues in this entire region? And do you agree with the fact that the BJP even now has promised that if they come to power, they are going to pass the Citizenship Amendment Bill, which would retain the foreign immigrants except for the Muslims, those who have come before 2014. Now, how do you look at that when you look at the two parties? At least on the point of CAB, the two parties have opposing ideas.
It is necessary to identify the illegal immigrants, but the way BJP has decided to identify them, it's very illegal and injustice. First of all, we have seen CAB is against the CAB is a violation of Indian Constitution. Article 14 of Indian Constitution provided the equality for everyone, equal to religion, all races, no discrimination in the name of religion and races. And it is also a violation of Article 21 of Indian Constitution. And it is also, secondly, it is also violation of Assam Accord.
Absolutely.
Assam Accord, 31st
Yes.
March, it was decided that the illegal immigrant, those who came before 31st March of 1979, they will be given the citizenship. But the BJP government has decided it 2014, I guess.
Yes, they have shifted the goalpost, and this is very important. What you're raising is that the entire struggle of this region to get an Assam Accord was huge, and some of us witnessed it. Of course, none of you were born at that time, but this government now wants to scrap it all and wants to bring in the Citizenship Amendment Bill. Now, is there anyone else among you who feel that this is not right, this should not have been done, and this is against, yes?
But we also have to keep in mind that these people are living in Assam for a long period of time, and all of a sudden if you are taking like one decision to shift them all up, so where will these people go? Even their own country is not accepting them. So we can do one thing, that we cannot give them the voting rights, we cannot give them the, we should not give them the citizenship accord, but then we can retain them here for a like a particular period of time, not as a permanent solution but as a temporary solution.
Okay.
So, and having said that, obviously Assam has been facing a lot of problems from like way back, but these people are not only because of these people are here for a long period of time, and problems are not only because of them. There are a lot of problems, of course.
Okay, that's a very good point. So you're saying that there are other problems that the region is facing. The problems are not created by the illegal immigrants. So the interesting part here is that we have students completely giving us two different views, and that's interesting, isn't it? That just speaks for the diversity of this nation. You have someone who believes it goes against the constitution, there's someone else who's more compassionate to the migrants, and she feels that you can keep them but you don't give them voting rights. So that's how the young minds in Guwahati think about the Citizenship Amendment Bill. Let's now of course talk also about other issues. What about the other real issues that concern the young people? What are the changes that you all want to see? Because now we are at a juncture, it's a very responsible job you have of choosing your representative to the parliament. That is what you all are going to do when you cast your vote. So I want to know, what are the changes that you are looking for in the system that can make your lives better?
As I'm a student, I want to see some educational reforms. Regarding the number of universities and employment, there are issues and that can be dealt with. But I want to see a very basic fundamental change in the education system. And the thing is that we students are always appearing for exams. We are giving exams after exams, and we are graduating, post-graduating and all of this stuff. And we are given CGPA, marks, scores, grades, whatsoever. But the thing is this really tracking our progress?
So you're saying the education system needs a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Is there enough focus on that given in the current scenario by the political parties, or you think they're completely overlooking
this thing is
the real...
completely overlooked, because as of now no university or college, according to my knowledge, is doing this thing, and it's just like it's not given anywhere, it's not given, so it's not given. There is no norm or anything passed that this should be done or something.
Right.
It's just a general consensus that it is not given anywhere, it is not given. So I would like to see a very basic fundamental change. Because this thing is also destroying many careers, and destroying one career is destroying one future.
Absolutely.
So this thing I think is, even if it's very fundamental, is very, very
So
important.
you're saying it's important to go into the education
Yeah.
policy, see where it needs a certain fixing here and there, which can make the system more robust for the young students. But is the focus there on education, on health, on environment? We are talking about illegal immigrants most of the time. Where is the focus on the important parameters of Human Development Index? Remember, that index is extremely poor in Assam. Does it matter to you, the fact that there's somebody out there who's making a policy for you, but does it affect you? Does it help you make your life better?
I feel that they have failed to connect directly with the youth and with people in general. Like if I have to talk about everyday things, as you say, as a woman, I am staunchly going to say that I do not feel secure in my city yet. In many of the main places of Guwahati itself, we do not have street lights. Let's talk about curbing pollution. We do not have enough dustbins on the streets, which might seem trivial, but is a very important topic to discuss. So, yeah, I think whoever comes to power, it's very important that they try to connect more directly with the people instead of, passing laws that do not really help us in making
So
our
you're
everyday
saying
life
that
easier.
the government at the center should make policies which help day-to-day lives of the people. But I want to throw open another question here, just to ask the young students here who they think is an ideal leader for this country. Who's their favorite? Who should be leading this country?
We see that the youth are the most energetic and enthusiastic. So I think that someone from the youth should be the Prime Minister of India.
I think it's definitely not Narendra Modi.
Not Narendra Modi. So no Rahul Gandhi, no Narendra Modi. We need someone else now. Is there a favorite? Do you guys have a favorite youth leader, youth icon, who you think will be best to represent all of you in Parliament? Who you think should lead the country?
I don't have anything against or for any political party, but I think the person who will lead this country, since this country is a very, a country which has so much of diversity and all, so I think the leader needs a vision for all-round development, not focusing on only one thing or one goal. You have to focus on poverty, on security, on so many things, because in this country there is not one law which can magically change the country. Because
yes.
So I think as a leader I see that leadership quality or that of that vision in Narendra Modi. So for now, as of now, I think he is the person whom I can trust, or who is suitable to be the Prime Minister.
As a general first-time voter, we have a tendency that we need someone from the younger generation who can lead us in the country.
Okay, now let's talk about real issues that have disturbed the young people of this region. And one of those incidents took place in Karbi Anglong last year, and that has had a huge impact on the minds of the young students, because crime is one of the issues that disturb people. And you want to work freely, you want to operate freely, but when you see things happening of this nature, I'm talking about the incident where two musicians were lynched in Karbi Anglong, that sort of shakes your confidence, isn't it?
Yes, this incident was one of the most heart-wrenching incidents that we witnessed last year. I think we all will agree to that, being young people. They were just two innocent musicians named Nilut Paul and Abhijit, who went there to discover more music, amid nature. But we only lost them because of some misinterpretation that was spread through a WhatsApp message, among the people. So I think it's one thing to give facilities to people, and another thing to aware them about how these facilities can benefit them.
Yes.
Providing that there are a lot of backward places in Assam, we have still who, believe in lots of stereotypes. So they mistook these two musicians for child traffickers and killed them brutally. And we have seen like a live footage of it, which we still can't forget. So I think these are some of the issues that the government should
so
take more
important
seriously.
thing is that if you want to understand what concerns the youth, this is what you should hear, because this disturbs them, this shakes their confidence. They feel that if I have to go and operate as a musician, it could be me. So, what we have to now talk about is when 50% of India is below 25 years old, half of your population is this. Are your policies reflecting their concerns? And this is one concern. Safety, crime rate, is that being addressed? And another issue, of course, is related to safety and security, is the fact that the Congress party has now come up in its manifesto to say that they will scrap the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, that is the AFSPA. That has, of course, sparked off a huge debate. What do the young people think? Anyone want to talk about that?
If I may add, coming to this AFSPA thing, like, it is one of the major challenges or major problem that Assam in particular and Northeast in general is facing right now. Myself being from the hilly areas of Assam, like I'm from the remote place, I've seen these atrocities like done by the army personnel to the indigenous people. I've seen many people being killed, like, not I've seen, but I know many people being killed because of ASPA thing, who are innocent. Like, if you look back, this AFSPA in Assam and Northeast has been in enforcement since I think 1976 or something, and it's been around 6 decades. And like even in the last 1 decade, if you look at, we have got around more than 5,000 lives that were lost because of this AFSPA, wherein like around 3,000 military, these extremists were killed. Of course, maybe it is a good thing, and sadly, our military, like our army personnel, were around 300 lives were lost. But then, including these two, the main problem was that around 2,000 lives or something was lost of the innocent civilians. Yes. That is the main thing. So, like the main problem, I want to address.
So you are in favor of scrapping the AFSPA?
Yeah, I want this AFSP thing to be scrapped, and whoever the political parties has the power and has the will to do so, I'll be in that
vote for them. So these policies that have been announced has had an impact with the young people. So some of the announcements, some of the promises made have gone down well with them. Some they have taken note of. So when they enter the polling booths, these issues will matter. These issues will impact them. But again, I want to throw open a question. Who do you want to be your next leader? Are there any names you have in mind? Yes?
First of all, I would like to make it clear that the Congress-led UPA government was in power for the last 60 years. And it's been only 5 years that Narendra Modi government is in power. So we can't expect a drastic change within these 5 years, right? So before expecting a drastic change, at least I think we need to give them at least one more term.
It's my view that Narendra Modi was also failed in his vision.
Okay.
Because,
so you feel
because Narendra Modi government is also not free from scams. Those don't know these are not approved yet, but we know about Rafale scheme, and there are a lot of issues.
Okay.
And another we have. I think most of us we don't know the ministry personnel's names.
They're not powerful enough.
Yeah, they're not powerful enough, and it is completely one-handed by the.
Okay.
I think.
It's one man.
PMO, yeah. And from the last 5 years, we have seen the constantly attack on the constitutional institutions. Like we have seen in the CBI, they changed the CBI.
Okay.
HOD at the 2 at night, we have seen it. And another burning thing I have witnessed in the last 5 years, that the lynching, mob lynching in the name of many prejudices and on the name of God, so-called Gorakshak.
Right.
And I'm a student of English department, and I don't know whether it's my fault or other. I have been introduced with the word lynch in 2016.
Before that, you never heard this
the word lynch also.
Yes. Okay, that's very interesting.
That's why this time I'm not going to. He got 5 years is not enough. Yeah.
So he doesn't deserve another chance, is what you're saying. Okay, that's good. And who else? Who wants to talk about who should be the next leader? Any new names that you can think of?
Ma'am, first, can I just continue that idea? We always compare the past Congress regime with the current BJP regime. But I think one factor we should also focus is the times the Congress ruled in. I'm not trying to say anything in favor or of any parties, but it's just that we have to take into consideration the context as well.
Context, okay.
And considering new leaders, how about we choose someone who is not exactly deep set in the political system, who has some other qualities as well, who is an intellectual maybe
Okay.
someone like Shashi Tharoor.
Now in Assam there are around 7 lakh, over 7 lakh first time voters, and they will be significant in deciding who is the representatives and who are the representatives. There will be 14 representatives from Assam in the Lok Sabha. All of them here will be voting to choose their leader for the Lok Sabha, and they're all excited about it. It was a pleasure talking to all of you. And of course, this is how young India feels. The issues that the issues that they feel are important are safety, security, the crime rate should go down, they should feel free to operate in whatever way they like, their freedom should not be tampered upon. You heard how they spoke about the fake news issue and the systems that are now required, because you have technology also having these kind of ill effects, and lynching is something they have heard only recently. They say that this is a word that was not there in their vocabulary, and it has only emerged now, and they're pained by these things. So when we talk about what are the young minds getting influenced by, they are getting influenced by these issues, and they will be voting on for the person who assures them that they're going to get rid of these problems and give them a safe, secure country to live and grow. Thanks for watching My First Vote.